Barcelona are facing a dramatic week both on and off the pitch. Teenage defender Jofre Torrents has suffered a potentially serious knee injury while playing for Barça Athletic, raising fears of a long-term setback. The youngster, highly rated by Hansi Flick, was in visible pain and unable to put weight on his knee, with early concerns pointing toward possible ligament damage. Meanwhile, Barcelona prepare for a crucial La Liga clash against Levante UD, with Robert Lewandowski expected to return to the starting 11 ahead of Ferran Torres as part of Flick's rotation policy. But pressure is mounting, especially with three key players, Frenkie de Jong, Jules Koundé, and Gerard Martin, all one yellow card away from suspension ahead of a decisive clash with Villarreal CF. And looking to the future, La Masia talent Xavi Espart has been tipped as a potential long-term successor to Koundé at right back. Injuries, rotation dilemmas, suspension risks, and rising academy stars, Barcelona's season is entering a defining moment. Let's break it all down. Barcelona teenage defender suffers serious injury on duty with subsidiary team. Jofre Torrents has been a regular member in training with Barcelona's first team this season, with Hansi Flick seeing special potential in the youngster. A left-back by trade, he has made his first-team debut in a handful of appearances under the German manager and is rated as one of the academy's best young left-backs. Alejandro Bald's improved fitness and Gerard Martin's rise have seen his prominence in the first team limited this season, with Joao Cancelo's arrival adding even more competition. Last night, he thus played a game for Barça Athletic but suffered a heartbreaking injury that does not look good in any capacity as reported by Sport. A gruesome injury. The youngster did not start the game against Alcoyano for Barça Athletic last night, which eventually ended in a 1-1 draw, but went down in pain soon after coming off the bench. Torrents was helped off the field by the medical assistants and the club staff and was visibly grimacing in writhing pain with the injury seemingly in his knee. In fact, it was clear that Torrents could not walk nor bear any weight on his left knee after the injury in what cannot be a good prognostic sign in any sense. The concern was visible on the faces of Barcelona's youth director Bojan Krkic, Torrents' on-field teammates, and the entire coaching staff, and it is unlikely to be a trivial blow. Hansi Flick will hope the injury is not too serious and that Torrents can return in a few weeks. Going by the initial signs, however, there is a good chance of the blow being a massive one, possibly even an ACL or an associated ligament injury. Barcelona veteran set to start versus Levante as part of Flick's rotation policy. Barcelona are set to take on Levante this afternoon, with the club looking to gain all 3 points that would help them once again clinch top spot in the league table. Heading into this game, Barcelona have been boosted by the return of players like Pedri and Marcus Rashford. Both players have returned to training, although they might not necessarily start. While coach Hansi Flick is unlikely to make too many changes against Levante, he could still resort to 1 or 2 rotations. One of them could involve Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski to start ahead of Ferran. According to SER hat-tip FCB World, Lewandowski is expected to lead the Barcelona front line against Levante this afternoon. The Pole may start ahead of Ferran Torres, as part of Hansi Flick's rotation policy in the number 9 position, which has been an enigma for the team this season. While Ferran had started the season strongly, his goal-scoring rates have fallen as the season progressed. On the flip side, Lewandowski has improved, although he is nowhere near his last season's levels. The veteran has scored only 13 goals in all competitions this season, 10 of which have come in the league. However, it must be noted that Lewandowski has been able to score just 2 goals in the last 9 league matches he has played. Ferran, in contrast, has scored 5 goals in his last 9 matches, including a hat-trick in the 5-3 win over Real Betis. Therefore, Lewandowski will be under pressure to perform, knowing Ferran is breathing down his neck. That is, of course, if the Pole starts ahead of the former Man City starlet. 3 Barcelona players at risk of suspension heading into Levante game. Barcelona are set to take on Levante today, having an excellent opportunity to reclaim their top spot in the league table after Real Madrid lost to Osasuna on Saturday. Coming on the back of 2 back-to-back defeats, Barcelona will be desperate to secure all 3 points this weekend. However, the club must also proceed with some caution, with 3 of their players currently running the risk of suspension for the upcoming game against Villarreal. 3 Barcelona players are at risk. The 3 players in question are Frenkie de Jong, Jules Koundé and Gerard Martin. All of them are currently on 4 yellow cards and could miss the next if they pick up a booking against Levante. That means they could be ruled out against Villarreal, which is a key tie for Barcelona in the context of the league title. De Jong, for one, has been a key midfield outlet for Barcelona. Now that Pedri has also returned, the Dutchman's performances are likely to improve as well. Kound, meanwhile, has been an ever-present figure in the right-back position. Although Hansi Flick has Joao Cancelo as a backup, he would ideally like to have Kound continue at right-back against Villarreal. Gerard Martin is the other player at risk, having produced impressive performances at centre-back in recent weeks. Martin has been a useful rotation option for Flick in central defense. His potential absence could be a blow for the Blaugrana, so he too will likely approach this game with utmost caution. Fortunately for Barcelona, the club seem to have proper alternatives in place in case they do get suspended for the Villarreal game. A rising talent from La Masia is being backed to make a serious impact at FC Barcelona in the near future. Young defender Xavi Espart has been identified as a player who could eventually step into the right-back role currently occupied by Jules Kound. Former academy coach Oscar Jorquera has expressed strong belief in Espart's potential, insisting the youngster has the qualities required to succeed at the highest level. He revealed that when Espart first received a call-up to train with the senior squad, he personally told him how proud he was and reassured him that he had complete confidence in his ability to handle the challenge. According to Jorquera, Espart has both the mentality and technical level needed to become a permanent member of Barcelona's first team if his development continues on the right path. For me, he is a player who can be perfectly in the first team squad. Obviously, he has to continue taking his steps and more now after being injured. He has to regain the trust of Barca Athletic with Belletti. He could eventually replace Jules Kound. When I had him, Espart played in midfield with the 1-3-2-1 typical of Barca's 7-a-side football. He was one of the two pivots, but it is true that when in some situation we needed to place one of the two midfielders on the outside, we placed him there. I think he's a player who can make a lot of career in the Barca first team playing as a fullback. Espart suffered a nasty knee injury in November that ruled him out for several months, and he's only recently returned to full fitness. Barcelona's depth and mentality are about to be seriously tested. If Jofre Torrents' injury proves severe, it could halt the rise of one of La Masia's brightest prospects. At the same time, Lewandowski must respond to growing competition, while key players walk a suspension tightrope ahead of a crucial Villarreal showdown. With Hansi Flick balancing rotation, youth development, and a title race, every decision now carries massive weight. Will Lewandowski deliver? Can Barcelona avoid costly suspensions? And could Xavi Espart be the next breakthrough star at right-back? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for the latest Barcelona news and updates.